Good Vach from Hobby Airport. Welcome to BJC Mitzvah Day number 207, part 7. Use Sefer HaChinuch, Mitzvah that keeps your soul on its way. And traveling to my mother's 80th birthday, Mazel Tov Mom, and your 80th birthday. God willing, you should have many more happy years. 120 and past. And okay, so here we go. Continuing the prohibition to cohabit with a Niddah. Let's learn. You excuse my dressing down, trying to be a little more relaxed for the flight. The Chinuch teaches that at some point after Rebbe's enactment, Jewish women accepted a further stringency upon themselves. Nevertheless, after this enactment, the daughters of Israel went yet further and were stringent upon themselves that if they experienced a discharge of even a drop of blood the size of a mustard seed, which is to say even upon experiencing a single discharge, they would observe 7 clean days, for they did not want to distinguish between a woman who experienced a discharge for 1 or 2 days and a woman who experienced a discharge for 3 days. Now, despite the mention of a drop of blood the size of a mustard seed, the essence of the stringency is not that women were stringent on account of a small amount of blood the size of a mustard seed, since, according to biblical law, there is no distinction with regard to observing Niddah days between a small amount of blood and a large amount of blood. For a woman must invariably observe 7 consecutive days, as we have said, and there is no stringency involved in the matter. Rather, the stringency is that they conducted themselves as if they were major zavas, on account of even a single discharge of blood. This stringency that the women accepted upon themselves is mentioned in numerous places in the Talmud. He quotes brachos and Niddah and Megillah, which indicates that the sages viewed their stringency as good and necessary. And the sages conceded to the Jewish women's assertion that the stringency was appropriate. The Chinuch presents the practical law today. It emerges then that all women nowadays, upon even experiencing a single discharge of blood, acquire the law of a major zabos, and they must count 7 clean days. Similarly, any woman who finds a kesem in a place where there is reason to be concerned that it came from the uterus must observe 7 clean days. So that's what's a kesem. So he says it's like a stain, refers to a blood stain that the woman discovered without any previous physical sensation. Okay. And so again, they see one of those things, the kesem in the place of the uterus must observe 7 clean days. Although the law that kesamim render a woman tameh, impure, is of rabbinic ordinance, being that by biblical law, a woman does not become tameh unless she has a physical sensation that she is menstruating along with the blood of her tumah, as it is stated, her discharge from her flesh being blood, which is to say that she must feel it. Nevertheless, the sages have already imposed stringency with regard to kesamim and required counting of 7 clean days on account of them, as well as hefsek tahara. Therefore, if she found a kesem of sufficient size to forbid her as a Niddah in a place where there is reason to be concerned that it came from the uterus, she's required to observe 7 clean days for it as well after performing a hefsek tahara. And we'll talk about that hefsek, get more into the detail about that, God willing, tomorrow. But thank you for listening. Sponsor Future Mitzvah, 36 welcome to the goal.